topic. How old when you started masturbating?
Oh.
Do you remember?
Oh, probably like 10.
Yeah. I was like 11. I was 11, 12-ish. Sarah,
Mhm.
you remember?
Yeah, mine was actually the same age. I lost my
Yeah.
virginity the same night that I actually got fingered. I'd never masturbated before or anything. So like
Really?
16, 17, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got a little range there, Brian, but Jenny and I scales going from age 11 up to 16.
Why are you
It
making
can-
this about? Stop. Stop.
Just
Well, now that
saying.
I mean, you have to know these things since you're going to be co-parenting.
Mm-hmm.
Do
You
I,
have
though?
to be.
You have a different
You
control of
do.
the conversation.
Do I
Mhm.
have to know these things? I don't think I do.
You should
You
know these
do.
things. You don't have to, but you should.
Sarah, do you have any weird things that have happened or semi-weird things that have happened recently for you?
Nothing as crazy as y'all. It's just that my new apartment might be haunted. I've been dealing with weird things with that. Or maybe I just watched too many scary movies.
Has anything weird happened in the last couple days since Techo's left?
Yeah, just the same kind of stuff. Like the sulfur smell is really bad. The lights are flickering randomly. The other day I was in here putting away Halloween stuff and I heard this scratching come from inside the box and it was like loud. My birds were like freaking out and I don't know what it was. And a few minutes later, my front door just like flies open. Not just like a little bit, but flies open. And oh my God, my heart was racing. It's just weird little things. I don't get a bad vibe, but just strange things have been happening.
Can you sleep at night?
Yes, because my boyfriend's usually here, but he's been out of town this week, so I've smoked a little before bed, and that helps.
That helps. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think I can help. I
Okay.
think I've got your sulfur thing figured out. So that's not really interesting. So I will handle that with you later on. But the door opening, was your AC or your heat or anything kicking on at the time that it flew open?
I don't think so, but it could have been a possibility.
Okay.
No, you've got poltergeist move.
See, I told you.
No, Sarah.
Poltergeist
We're going to sage the place. We're going to put down some blue stones.
No, run away.
Some intention.
Oh my God, you hippity dippity. Ugh.
Dude, it has nothing to do with hippity dippity. It's all spiritual practice.
How do you go from spiritual stuff to like science? You're like science, and then you're like, no. It's
I'm a complex human being, goddammit.
It's a poltergeist. Run away, Sarah. Run away.
No, don't run away. We can figure this out.
Yeah, and supernatural, flickering lights and sulfur smell means demon. So just saying.
Even if there were.
She did a supernatural reference. She's a nerd. Yay, she's mine.
Oh, she's a total nerd. And she belongs to us. Us first. We had her first.
Supernatural. Watched every single episode.
Oh yeah, I'm so obsessed. I've watched multiple times over and over again. But yeah, too much of it apparently, because now I think my place is haunted. So
well, Brian, you can't have her. Cassie and I collectively have put in the work. Not that work, not the work.
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit of the work.
She might have like I mean, I know she's got a boyfriend, but she might have a Bruce Willis thing going on that we don't know about yet. So we just need to have some drinks and have that conversation.
I do love me some Bruce Willis.
Well, there you go.
Who doesn't?
Who are we unofficially sponsored by, Brian?
Oh, today our unofficial sponsor is Trainwreck. What the hell is? How do you say it again, Cassie?
I didn't put it there. I don't know.
Tripines. It's Trainwreck Tripines by Sweet Terps. Despite the name, the only collision that you'll be experiencing with this classic strain is when you crash into the couch with some of your good traveling companions. Evidently, it's like an oil or something. This is like a thing. But
like a CBD
oil? I guess the terpenes, I guess that's how you say it, terpenes profile will fill the room with aromas of sugary lemon and the pinch of pine wood. Great for any gathering or occasion. Tends to have an earthy start but ends with a zesty citrus tang. Described as fruity and skunky. Tripenes from sweetterps.com.
Okay.
Wait, what do you do with
so
it?
the reason why this is interesting is like 100 like milliliters of this is like $550. And they've got a whole bunch of other flavors. They've got sour diesel as a flavor, Skywalker OG, wedding cake, and pineapple express, which I think we all know which that one is.
Sour diesel sounds like the sweat from Vin Diesel's taint, and I'm not down for that.
Oh,
$550 for Vin Diesel taint sweat.
no, thank you.
I don't know. I don't even. Yeah.
This just looks like
It looks like an excuse to sell extremely expensive oils.
Yeah, pineapple express, but it looks like maybe it's got obviously it has.
There's 5 leaves on the logo, so I'm assuming that there is some CBD in there. And
Let them tell us.
5, yeah.
Like
Again,
essential oils.
Sweet Terps. So you want sweetterps.com. You want to reach out to us. We will re-record this episode in a positive light and sell the shit out of your whatever the hell this stuff is.
We'll restart that conversation.
Unless it involves a multi-level marketing plan, and in that instance, we want no.
We'll still do it. We need
okay. We'll still do it.
Yeah, we're good.
Do I get perks?
Do I get perks?
Do I get perks?
Maybe not. I don't know.
So that was a train wreck.
Welcome to the show.
Oh,
both in the ad itself and then also in the contact. Total train wrecks. So let's move into train wrecks.
Oh gosh. So if you've not lost your virginity until you're like 27, maybe you haven't had your train wreck moment, but there has been a situation where we have at some point discussed with each other where maybe we've evolved and we're out of that phase. Maybe you haven't gotten to it. It's a fun phase. There's no judgment, but there's definitely a moment where you sit there and you're like, maybe this is not something I can continue for the next 20 years. So we are going to talk about embracing our train wreck history. And so for a second there, Kaz, I thought I mistyped mine.
Oh, yeah.
And when I saw yours, just your like initial glimpse in our notes, but do you want to go ahead and go first?
I would love to, but if I can, I think it's a good idea we fit Sarah's in first, and then I can go after Sarah. If that's okay, if that's cool, I'd like Sarah to go first.
Not a bad idea, because I did hint around that my boyfriend is going to be home very soon, like any minute. And if he gets home, I can't say this.
Yeah, let's get this in.
So thank you. All right, I'll start off. I definitely have had my phases in life. High school was a musician phase, mainly drummers. When I worked on cruise ships,
me too.
Right?
All the way.
A lot of girls go through that. And then I had my Italian phase on cruise ships. My biggest phase was early to mid 20s, which was hockey players. And I had a lot of, right? They're really great for a lot of reasons. But I had a lot of crazy times. I used to do some pretty bad stuff to where I would, oh God, I hate even talking about these days, but I would literally look at rosters of teams that were coming into town and be like, I would pick the ones I wanted and find them on Facebook, send them a friend request. They'd instantly message me and be like, hey, I'm coming to your town next week. So that kind of stuff.
Love it. Love it.
Now, let me just point out for our listeners, like seriously, Sarah is gorgeous. So like she is like she's legit stunning. Gorgeous, stunning.
And
yeah, I could see where hockey players coming into town getting a friend request from you would be like, yeah.
And probably once you like talk to her for 2 minutes, probably one of the best personalities you're ever going to meet in a chick. Like super cool, down to earth, into it.
Yeah, her looks don't match her personality.
No, she's way cooler than you'd expect a girl that hot to be.
Well, I appreciate all that. I love you guys. So like I said, my biggest train wreck moment was one night a certain team from South Dakota came to town, and I was kind of partying with the whole team at a bar. Long story short, almost blackout drunk, wish I would have been, and I went to the hotel next door with maybe 9 of them. I
was thinking like maybe 3 of them, but no, 9's a good number prime number.
Yeah, it was. There were a lot of them, and throughout the night, some left, some others came in. I won't go into detail about the things that happened that night, but I did get home the next day. It was daylight, and I remember laying in my bed. And the point that I realized, like, I was just laying there thinking, like, what am I doing with my life and myself? And this episode of Glee came on. And it was a song where one of the girls got pregnant, so they were all there for her, and they're like, "Hold on," and I like just started crying, and I'm like, "I gotta change." The Glee made me realize that I was a whore and I needed to change my life. So that was my biggest bad moment right there, I think.
Hockey gangbang followed up by Glee.
I didn't say gangbang. I said things happen. You can insinuate what she was like. Oh my god. All right, next.
Okay, first of all, Sarah, they're not laughing at you. They're laughing at themselves because they thought they made something funny. But I am really interested in this. I'm not going to use terminology, but like if this happened to a guy, we would be cheering him. Like the exact same situation where I go and I like, let's say that I ran a train with like 9 chicks one night. Like I would be capable of that, but let's say that I did. People would be like, "Yeah, that was a great night for you."
To be fair, I'm not applauding her as someone that dates a hockey player. I'm not applauding her.
No, I'm just
laughing. Like I'm just laughing with the moment because I think I know where she's at right now with this memory, with this specific memory.
Yeah, I still have a hard time sometimes processing it. I try not to think about it a lot because I'll start going down that path to like thinking, God, I'm so messed up, or like it kind of messes with my head a little bit. So I'm aware of it, but I try not to like go back and pass and think about those moments too often.
But my question is, why are you messed up about this? Why do we self-loathe? I mean, I don't want to make this like Dr. Phil, but like, why are we hating on ourselves for doing something that anybody else in the male side of it would be cheered for? Like, how did we come to a place where women can't sexually go out and just do whatever the fuck they want whenever they're in that environment?
I think some can. I think there's a liberated generation that is capable of doing that in a safe way, but I don't think it's widespread yet.
I think you also share that with, I mean, I forget it's a podcast, but I mean, the 3 of us share things, and there's really not, it's a judgment-free zone, and I feel like if any young girls are listening to this, like, you don't have to have everyone love you or even minorly like you, but if you can find 2 to 5 women that just have your back and 100% will celebrate you, then you've won. And if it's just, as long as you can filter them out, even if it's just one, just find one good girlfriend that doesn't judge you, that will celebrate the highs, help you in your lows, and then and make it to where you can laugh at yourself.
Find a man that's not like totally destroyed by the idea of you being sexually liberated, for fuck's sake. Like, you go out there. I mean, most guys, like we were talking about, I think Jenny and I had a side conversation about our numbers.
Yeah.
And like most guys just like shrink. Like, oh, well, my girlfriend ran a train with 9 hockey players. Okay, well, I like, how the
not
hell does,
applicable at all.
Like, why?
Subtle, Brian, subtle.
Why does that bother you? She's with you now. Like, that's like, you got to get your head out of that stupid space.
Well, to be fair, Sarah's boyfriend probably doesn't know that story. My train wreck story, the one I'm telling, 100% my husband doesn't know.
What's the one you're not telling?
I got to figure out Patreon.
Okay.
Do I have to figure out Patreon, or are you going to figure it out for me?
No, you have to figure out Patreon so that you can actually hear the story that she's not going to tell on the free podcast.
No. We're in this together. I need to know.
You'll be good. You're fine.